Okay, that's my happy horn because I've been dual sporting, and this video is about the best dual sport mod that you didn't know you needed.
All right, more quick shift. I'm gonna take my hand off.
Okay, so first of all, with dual sports, I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't do any modifications unless you plan on getting your ECU mapped or a new ECU. So you need to check into that before you go throw a pipe on it, take off anything. Make sure that you have a plan with your ECU. Now, Jamie at Twisted has the Vortex ECUs that he maps, and that's the way we've chosen to go. So you need to go with a builder like him. And in this case, what he's done is he's got the quick shift feature. So quick shift, quick shift is a motocross thing. That's what's coming on the 23, 24 KTM model bikes is quick shift feature. So why would you want quick shift on a dual sport? Well, believe it or not, it's really cool. So what it allows you to do, whether you're going fast or slow, so wide open or half throttle, you can just click up. And I just was completely blown away by this. I did test it out like 4 or 5 months ago, just around the parking lot at Jamie's shop on a bike, but he didn't have enough ECUs, didn't have enough switches to be able to buy everything. So now we've got everything sorted and we've bought the latest and greatest setup. And so you need a Vortex ECU from basically in the last 9 or 10 months. It has to be a newer ECU. If you do buy an ECU from Jamie, he'll map it for you. Also, if you have an older ECU, he can map that, say, for your motocross bike or whatever. It fits most models. Okay, so in this case, quick shift, it doesn't really hurt anything on normal trail riding or anything, but on the roads, especially in dirt roads, but mainly roads. You can be at half throttle and just clicking up. You can be wide open and just clicking up gears. It's really cool. You don't even have to touch it with your hand on the clutch at all. So we've got some good time on this thing now. We've got a few days of riding up in the Sierras, in the mountains, and it's just been incredible on town, on dirt roads, creeks, everything. It's been fun. It's been a blast. And the quick shift feature, when I hop on one of our other bikes without it, I really miss it. I'm like, oh, dang it. That's really cool to have.
All right, on the 450 EXC, we got the quick shift on here, map from Twisted, and we got their exhaust flange, and we got a Recluse torque drive in here. It feels awesome. I'm gonna be showing you the clutch here as I take off and go to high speed. So in first, second, third.
Okay, so now we're gonna flip it over to me a few days back, talking to Jamie at his shop while we installed all this. You can check it out. All right, so we're back here in the shop. I got Jamie Ellis with Twisted Development, and he has built a lot of top racing engines over the years, and so he's kind of more known for the racing side, even though we're talking dual sports today. You have the big notoriety of being one of the only builders to win a 450 Supercross main event, which is pretty cool because most of the manufacturers that win those races are built in-house. So you've actually won one. How cool is that?
I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's actually awesome.
So I think that's pretty cool. And that's with Ken Roxon, if you don't know. So that's a pretty good feeling. You built some completely high-end engines, and you've taken a lot of that effort and have now transformed it into an EXC. And this is an old EXC. This bike is like 5-6 years old. And what we've done is we have a new Vortex ECU that he maps and sets up with the new switch from KTM. This is for a 23-24 motocross model. Tell us about this switch and what this is going to allow us to do.
So the switch is a CAN-based switch, so you have to have a newer ECU, and we get these ECUs around October of 2022. So relatively new ECUs can be upgraded, but we figured out a way through the KTM wire harness that we could actually run that switch directly into the harness with a plug-and-play application. There's no splicing, nothing. You literally put the ECU on, run the wires, and then now you have map 1, map 2. You have quick shift, which is the coolest feature on a dual sport ever, in my opinion. And then you also have a traction control feature. And then since you're not really racing dual sports, we're going to use that launch mode as another map option. So technically, the smart switch is going to allow 3 maps plus traction control right on the handlebar. So it's actually really cool.
That's amazing. And what's really cool for guys like me who don't want to do any electrical, you guys don't want to cut wires, right? No one wants to be dealing with that stuff. Plug and play. It uses the stock port that the dealers will use to communicate with the bike. And that stock port just sits right inside here. Usually you never even realize it's there. And they've made a Sano wire setup to plug and play into that stock setup. And then you can get all these features. And we're going to talk about those features right now.
All right, so the white map is going to be connected to map 1 of the ECU, so that's constant, right? So you never need to click the ECU on a map 1 because you're always going to have that here on the handlebars now. Now, if you click the ECU down to map 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whichever one of you're choosing, that's going to be the green map. So as soon as you access the green map on the handlebar, now you're using whatever map is hard clicked into the ECU. So if you want to put traction control on, you can put that over the white map or the green map. And then if you want to put quick shift on, that's going to go over every map as well. So to get to launch mode, you're going to hold both the traction control switch and the quick shift switch for 3 seconds, and that's going to enable you into launch mode, which at this situation, we have got it to go away and cancel out if you actually shift up to 4th gear. So most of the time you're gonna want that last map where it's just really snotty and you're trying to climb, you're gonna want that other map option. And primarily we've just done that to make it more fun because you're not doing launch modes on a 500 EXC. You're just out having a good time.
Okay, so I'm sold. This thing's really fun. Let's talk a little bit about exactly what's happening when this quick shift's happening. I see the benefit. Yeah, I don't have to touch the clutch when I'm riding, but some guys are going to ask, hey, is this hurting my transmission? Is this hurting the clutch? Those types of questions. What do you think?
Okay, so the way a quick shift system is going to work, basically whenever the shifter goes to move, the voltage changes, right, in the shift drum. So as soon as that shift drum voltage changes, it mutes the ignition timing, which will then allow to go right into the next gear. So that's in a basic way explaining what a quick shift system does. So at the time, like if you're under load, we're just muting power to the motorcycle, same as it would be like an RPM rev limiter or something like that. We're just killing the spark, which is allowing a shift. We can do it for a certain amount of time. So the first time we went out, that was for 85 milliseconds. Now we're going to go down and just see if we can't get it to engage a little bit quicker.
So really cool features that you can do with this. So pretty awesome what you're doing here.
All right, we're on 450 EXC, quick shift time. I'm gonna be showing you my clutch hand pretty closely here. I'll scoot back a little bit. Just like that. Second.
All right, so that's a wrap on our best dual sport mod you didn't know you needed. So is this a critical thing for your dual sport? No, but if you have a dual sport already and you already are thinking about doing some modifications, you're gonna need an ECU anyway. So if you're gonna do that, you can step up a little bit, get the quick shift feature, and it's awesome, especially on the roads. That clicking up and up is just so much fun. So it's really a cool feature to have if you're really, and I think it's really especially gonna be useful for guys that are spending more time on the road and dirt roads rather than maybe hardcore trail guys who are doing very little road. So that's who I'd recommend it for. It's a blast. As you can see, Jamie's really knowledgeable on the whole mapping and programming, all that stuff. He spends a lot of time researching this stuff out and dynoing, all those things. So he's got some really good theory behind all this. He's done his homework and done a good job. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you like our content, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And hopefully we'll see you out in the track or trail soon. If you're looking for anything dirt bike related, parts, gear, anything like that, head over to our website or the link in the description below and click on the Rocky Mountain link. From there, you'll be able to see all of our top picks and much more. It's a great place to find all the dirt bike parts that you need. Know where you're going with the #1 GPS app, accessing 500,000 miles of trails and roads, open dates, and public lands. Plan your routes before you head out with the new state-of-the-art Route Builder. The Elite version even shows landowners and property boundaries. Download the onX Off-Road app today for a free 7-day trial. Also, to save 20%, use the discount code DBTV1.